Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today we will talk about political crisis in Pakistan. Pakistan is facing a political crisis. Its Prime Minister Imran Khan has decided to seek a confidence vote in the National Assembly tomorrow. Its National Assembly is the lower house of parliament. His move follows the shocking defeat of his Finance Minister Abdul Hafiz Sheikh in the election to the Senate or upper house of parliament 2 days back. Imran Khan says the opposition candidate won because of the use of money power. He even attacked the Election Commission of Pakistan. So what is the entire issue about? We will try to understand this in the agenda today. We are joined from Pakistan by political activist Mona Siddiqui, and from Delhi we have with us retired diplomat Ambassador Deepak Vora. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this report.
Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan will try the destiny of his government in Parliament tomorrow when he seeks a vote of confidence of the lower house. Khan's call for a vote of confidence comes after his Finance Minister Abdul Hafiz Sheikh was defeated in the hotly contested Senate elections. Last night, the Prime Minister addressed the nation in which he said that the ruling party candidate was defeated in a foul manner. He said money was used to lure the ruling party MPs to vote for the opposition PPP candidate Yusuf Raza Gilani, who is a former Prime Minister. Several MPs of ruling Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party voted in favour of the opposition candidate in the secret voting. Khan, in his televised address, also attacked the Election Commission for not accepting the demand for open voting. Khan, in his televised address, also attacked the Election Commission for not accepting the demand for open voting. Apparently shaky after the Senate poll defeat, Khan said he was ready to sit in the opposition but would not give up the fight against corruption. He said loss of power won't make any difference to him and that the chair is not important for him. Significantly, ahead of the national address on TV, Khan went to meet Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Bajwa and ISI Director General Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid. This was interesting since Khan has often been described by the opposition as a selected PM, which means that he became the Prime Minister because of all-powerful army. It is no hidden fact that in Pakistan, it is the army which calls the shots. Therefore, even in the confidence motion in the parliament, the army's role will be crucial. If the army wants Khan to continue, he will survive the confidence motion. And if he loses in the confidence vote, it would mean that the army has withdrawn its support to him. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests Mona Siddiqui from Pakistan and Ambassador Vora from Delhi. Welcome to both of you. I'll first go to Mona. Mona, why is Imran Khan seeking confidence motion and what is the whole issue about?
It's a very interesting point in Pakistan's history because this is for the first time that Imran Khan has pushed the country into a complete political imbroglio, in a complete chaos. Fortunately or unfortunately, Prime Minister Imran Khan has lost his general seat from Islamabad, from the capital in the upper house of the parliament, which kind of renders his government and his status as the Prime Minister into question because the amount of votes which the opposition party has received indicates that most of his own members, either from his own party or from coalition, have not supported Imran Khan, which automatically indicates that there is trust deficit among his team and, among the broader coalition. So this has actually driven him to a point where he is now seeking a fresh vote of confidence tomorrow in the National Assembly.
But Mona, please explain to us, why is he crying over, we saw his telecast last night. He is crying over secret ballot. Why the secret ballot was used? Voting is always takes place by secret ballot. No, vote is supposed to be secret, confidential.
Precisely. So, as per Constitution, it's always secret balloting, except for when you're choosing your National Assembly speakers. So, usually it's with secret balloting. However, there's a provision in the Constitution that after any constitutional amendment which is moved and approved by the Parliament and has majority consenting on it, that's when the whole balloting procedure can be changed from secret to show of hands, but not otherwise. What Imran Khan was trying to do was to bring this change and this amendment through a presidential order, which the opposition challenged in the Supreme Court, and the ruling came. Not actually, the Supreme Court was. We cannot give a direct ruling on it because it is constitutional and a parliamentary matter. What we can do is advise on this, and the advice came against the wishes and whims of Imran Khan's party. So I think that's also where he has now created another constitutional confusion in the system, and has also challenged the position of Election Commission of Pakistan.
So we saw that Election Commission of Pakistan has today hit back at him, but why is he? I mean, why did he want an open ballot? Was he not sure about his flock or his party supporting his candidate?
Exactly. So that's what I said. Because I think there's a sequence of events that you need to see, because these Senate elections have been preceded by some of the by-elections which have been won by the opposition party, which is Pakistan Democratic Movement. So those by-elections, the victory of the opposition and something majority, they won those elections by something majority. So that has all created lack of trust, lack of confidence, in not just Imran Khan's policies, but also of him as the Prime Minister and as the right fit for the position of the Prime Minister. So this has what has caused lack of confidence among his own team members and also the coalition partners, and because of which he was already aware. There were signals. It was almost like written on the wall that he is going to lose the Senate election. So, which is why he was demanding for a show of hands so that he can easily spot and identify people who have to fit it.
Okay, we have a retired diplomat, Indian diplomat, Ambassador Vora waiting. So, Ambassador Vora, I am coming to you. So, Imran Khan is on a shaky wicket. How do you see, as an Indian diplomat, these developments in Pakistan?
Thank you very much, Mr. Cole. Always a pleasure to interact with you, learn from you, and from the young lady, Ms. SITI in Pakistan. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Sir, at the beginning of this thing, you said another. I was going to say, neend aa rahi hai, batao koi nayi cheez kya hai? What ails Pakistan? Kashmir. Growing extremism fueled by a narrow vision of Pakistan's national. The challenges facing Pakistan, and I'll tell you why I refer to this: poverty, illiteracy, energy crisis, corruption, political instability, Chinese interference, terrorism.
But Ambassador, I'm talking about the current.
Let me come.
Yeah,
give me a moment, sir.
About the current political crisis. How do you see that?
I'm coming to that, sir. So these are the challenges, but what are they focusing on? Kashmir. That's why I said it's fatal flaw. Imran Khan Niazi is a tragic hero with one fatal flaw: imbecility combined with grandeur. Sir, he suggests to me the man actor in Alice in Wonderland suffers from bipolar disorder, always appearing at a certain time for an inexistent tea party.
वहाँ पहुँच जाता है कहता टी पार्टी का कोई टी पार्टी नहीं, but he comes at the same time. Now he is the fall guy, sir. Ms. Siddiqui, forgive me for saying this is the fall guy. His dalliance with the army is coming to an end, sadly for him. He should have known that you cannot dismount after riding a dangerous monster. So if you give me some liberty with pronunciation, yaad hai aapko wo limerick about the lady from Niger who went for a ride on a tiger. They returned from the lady inside and a smile on the face of the tiger. This is what is happening. He's going to be booted out fairly soon, in keeping with the military's philosophy of use, abuse, and dump, sir.
So
what is going to happen?
Ambassador,
May I just simply say that what is happening there is the military hitting back. This is our perception from India. I may be wrong. I stand corrected, Mr. Siddiqui. Forgive me if I've been harsh.
No, that may be correct, because Ambassador Bora, do you want to suggest that army is withdrawing its support to Imran Khan, because he has always been seen as a selected prime minister? I mean, selected by the army.
Do you have any doubt about that? Here is the first paragraph I've written for his obituary. He was done in by forces sinister when he tried to be prime minister. Sadly, there were no gains. He was beaten for his gains. No one signed the condolence register. That's what's going to happen to this guy. He'll just go away. He'll fade away.
So I think Mona will enlighten us more, because she is on the ground. Mona, and she keeps watching the political development very closely. Mona, so tell us, before the nationalized telecast last night, Imran Khan went to meet the army chief and the DGISI. So what does that suggest? I mean, is the army withdrawing support, or what? How do you see? Where does the army stand?
So, actually, Ajay, this is where, this is the bone of contention, because DGISI and Army Chief of Army Staff, they both met him not immediately after the Senate elections, but the very next day of the Senate elections, and that obviously did not present a very positive optics, even though the narrative that came out of that was spun, by DGISP output, that they went to discuss, the broader internal and external situation, security situation. But we all know that there are not some grave or major security concerns at the moment. So obviously the discussion was around, the loss. And it's interesting to note here that the government's candidate who was contesting the election against the opposition is actually the establishment candidate, Hafiz Sheikh. He has brought in by the establishment. So him losing against the opposition candidate is actually a big blow to not just, the military control that they enjoy at the moment, but also, as I said, to the ruling party. So whether they have actually seized, from influence, exercising their influence in the affairs of the state is yet to be seen. We can't say in definitive terms whether they have withdrawn their support, but I think there is still some soft corner, among the army, which of course Prime Minister Imran Khan and his cabinet ministers will continue to cash in on, and we've all seen that they have been flying on the wings of the military establishment since 2013. But these are the wings that the opposition wants to flip now, so that there's no more interference of the establishment. But to say in definite terms whether the support is tempering, whether it's dying out, is anybody's guess, because things are so confused, they're so meshed up, that it's really hard to say that yes, the establishment has given up on Imran Khan.
So, Ambassador Bora, so what do you think? Why? I mean, as you heard Mona also saying that its situation is very fluid, and army still has soft corner for Imran Khan, but despite that, their candidate lost. So, is it something worrying for the army, or how do you see that?
Well, let me put it this way, sir. You recall that last year there were a number of demonstrations by the opposition parties against Imran Khan. Some of them even got together and said he's soft on the anti-blasphemy laws, and so let's march to Islamabad. There's all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, PDM.
You know, every development parameter in Pakistan has deteriorated over the last 2 years and something since he became prime minister. Everywhere. Naya Pakistan is an obscene joke bereft of roti, kapda aur makan. I do not agree, with due respect to Mr. Diki, that the army has a soft corner for this fellow, because he has become a liability. New Pakistan is an obscene joke. There's no roti, there's no kapra, there's no makan. His nation is food insecure, water scarce, an international pariah. Sir, the Pakistani passport has reached the bottom of the Henry passport index, along with the passports of Somalia, Afghanistan, Syria and Iraq. Arabs say Pakistan is a joke. Organization of Islamic Cooperation says, who cares for Pakistan? UN says we tolerate these fellows only because we have no choice. What do we do, sir? I personally am convinced that it's because of the economy, because of the all-round deterioration in the situation in Pakistan, that even the military is now getting embarrassed and they're going to get rid of this guy. Sir, his expiry date is right here. I don't mean in a physical sense, but in a political sense, and he will probably do his country and the world a favor by just going away. I really do believe, Mr. Kaul, that it is the mess that the economy is in. They are borrowing money.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
You're right.
That's one of the major issues. Inflation in Pakistan is rampant. People don't have enough to eat. Now the locusts are going to attack again in April. There's this food insecure. Vaccine, they got some doses of the Chinese vaccine. We don't know what has happened since then. He just does not ask us for our vaccine. I'm quite sure that given the present government compassion, they might even give it to Pakistan. We have no problem with the people of Pakistan.
They won't ask.
Our difficulty is with the military. We might even give them the vaccine. So ultimately, it has to be seen in that context. He's on his way out, sir. Please don't have any doubts about it. What I was saying is that I have no doubt about it that Shri Imran Khan Niazi is on his way out. The army is tired of him. He's become an embarrassment. Everything in Pakistan is collapsing. The political system, the economy has added, inflation is rampant. People don't have enough to eat. So what happens, sir, in a case like this? You get rid of a person who embarrasses you. You bring in somebody else.
Right. So, Mona, I want to ask you, since you said that army still has soft corner for Imran Khan. So, I was talking about a hypothetical situation if Imran Khan were to lose tomorrow's vote of confidence in parliament. Will army sit silent and let him go, or will it step in, as has been the, precedents earlier also, army steps in when the person of their choice is not there in the chair. What do you say? How do you see that scenario?
Sorry, I think your voice is not clear. So you're asking me in a hypothetical situation where Imran Khan does not win the vote of confidence.
Yeah, if he loses the vote of confidence tomorrow in parliament, so will army sit silent or let him go? Sit silent and let him go, or will step in to, intervene to do something?
Well, obviously, if he does not get a vote of confidence, then that's a very clear indication that the members of the parliament do not see him as their prime minister. So obviously, he needs to be sent packing back home. But what are in our estimation, and what we are kind of apprehensive about, that army is going to, pull its strings, and because they do, I think, they do as an institution show their weight behind Imran Khan. So there will be some movement of strength, both by the military establishment as well as Imran Khan. However, we are just hoping that there are different scenarios that are being worked out, by the opposition. So if Imran Khan manages to get sufficient votes in his favor, then obviously the Pakistan Democratic Movement is going to sit them in central Punjab. And that probably will be then the beginning of Imran Khan's downfall in a very systematic manner. Right now, they're trying to change systematically, but I think if it doesn't work, then they do have the plan B in place. But we obviously see Pakistan Army pushing the envelope. I wouldn't say actually Pakistan Army here, but military establishment pushing the envelope for Imran Khan.
Okay, let us talk about military establishment, as you say. So, a military establishment, must it be playing a role behind this scene to ensure that Imran Khan wins in Parliament? Could it be like that?
That is our assumption. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Because,
opposition
they
is fearing that.
They're not impartial.
So, opposition has those apprehensions. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. Of course. But in view of those apprehensions, they have plan B in case as well.
Right. So, last question, we are running out of time. So, last question, I heard Imran Khan yesterday, he was crying about corruption, attacking PMLN and PPP, that they are the worst in corruption, and I tried to fight corruption and all that. That is why I am losing and all that. How do you see that rant?
Give me a moment to. Are you asking me or the lady?
No, lady. Yeah. Yeah, Mona, you please.
Sorry, is this question for me?
Yeah, it is for you. It is for you.
He doesn't ask me.
It is for Mona. It is for Mona.
Okay, right. I think this is the rhetoric, this is a narrative that he has been playing up since the very beginning. But obviously, these are all groundless accusations, because what we've seen happening over the past 1 year is that whoever he has been calling dacoits, he's been calling thieves, looters. We've seen all those thieves and looters yesterday come in the parliament, right? And some of them on total bails, right? On bails, and they've come and they've voted against Prime Minister Imran Khan.
So has, I mean, one brief comment. Has he really curtailed corruption? Brief comment.
Has he done what?
Has he really cracked down on corruption, or is he just playing to the gallery? Imran Khan.
No. I mean, if he had actually had the capacity to crack down, why do you think we still feature? We have gone down on the index of international corruption index. Right. Why do you think we have fallen 2 points below, our previous situation, our current previous status? So the corruption has not increased at all. In fact, it has found a new life under Imran Khan's regime. So yes, there's absolutely no crackdown on corruption. It's just a perception that he's building against the opposition, which the opposition has challenged. And they are also, in most cases, have also come out clean, The references either have been cancelled against them, or they have been acquitted by the High Court or Supreme Court. So I think he's only playing up on the perception and on, the underbellies of the supporters. There's absolutely zero truth to it.
Right. So before I wind up, I think Ambassador Vora, you want to make some brief comment, maybe 10 seconds?
We were discussing the political future of Shri Imran Khan Niazi. I just want to say to you, sir, that the underlying reasons for this, Pakistan is a state at war with itself. The citizen is alienated from the state and considers it his enemy. Dam charade cannot continue for too long. Yeah, we wish the people of Pakistan well. We have no conflict with them. But the army must return to the battle.
You are right. We wish them well, but army has to end its role in politics. But the time of this program today is over. Thank you both of you for participating in this debate.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr.
This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.